Renee is with us in Biloxi, Mississippi. Hi, Renee. Welcome to the EntreLeadership Podcast.
Hi, David. Dave, how are you?
It's okay.
How are you?
That's what Sharon calls me when she's mad at me. It turns into a 7-syllable word. David. What's up?
I'm good. Yes, Dave. I've been, following you for a while, and I'm a business owner of natural hair care products, and it's a
I'm big on those.
Creative. Yeah.
I don't think I can help you at all.
So, our products are handmade and hand mixed, and my 16-year-old son works for me, right? And so when we have production day, meaning he makes all the products, he follows the recipe, put the labels on, etc. And so what I do is I pay him like $40 to $50 for that day. And he takes maybe 6 or 7 hours to do it. He takes his time. So, and I know, and that's just pennies really, but that's how much I pay him for that day. And then each order that is placed in that field, I give him like 5% of that order. So for instance, like a $65 order would be only $3.25 for that one order. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just trying to figure out, my business is starting to scale, and I'm trying to figure out what is the correct pay scale for him. And because I'm really trying to set him up to take over the business one day, and then I want to encourage him, with more money. And, I would love to hire a couple more employees one day with benefits and things like that. So I'm really just trying to, find out how to scale my business, how to pay correctly, and that whole process.
Okay. Well, there's 2 answers. There's one for the 16-year-old and one for the adults. The 16-year-old eats your food.
Yeah.
So what you pay him is whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay. There's not a thing there. There's not a fairness thing. There's not a law. There's slave labor. They're children. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But I mean, we had Ramsey kids packing books into envelopes and shipping them out. We're getting financial peace books out the door. They were putting labels on and, and I gave them some money just because I wanted them to have the emotional tie between money and work.
Yeah.
But I had the right as their father to go, hey, as a family, we're doing this right now. We got nothing, and we're all doing this together. Families do that in business, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think if you ask Bubba Cathy, I don't think Truett paid him a dime to work Chick-fil-A when he was 15, okay? I think he sent him over and got the gum out from under the table, if I remember the story right. And, that's what you got to do because your daddy owned a restaurant. So anyway, aside from that, yeah, I do want to pay him something, but it's not because it's his right or I'm breaking a law or I'm unethical or immoral. I want him to have work tied to money, and I love your commission idea with him. And so it sounds like you're paying him about $10 an hour plus commission on the fill, right?
Mm-hmm, correct.
That's fine. That's fine for him. And then as he gets to be doing more and more work, and he's more of an adult, and he's 18 and he's out of school or whatever, and he's coming into the business, we can talk about, what the market value of is the thing. Now, what can you hire an adult outside to do stuff part-time? These days, I think it's going to be $15 to $20, don't you?
Yeah, that's about what is that, the going rate?
Yeah, the going rate. I think it is.
Minimum wage.
I mean, Target's paying 20. Or 25 in some areas. And so you're competing with them for part-time help to fill bottles, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's what we're into.
If I hire someone for like 6 hours, right? So that I would just need to have. But now, the
other thing I might do is this: if you wanted to, it'd be fun with an adult. Is go, the first 2 or 3 batches, I'm just going to pay you $15 an hour, and we'll look at it. And then once you see what it is, I'm just going to pay you X number of dollars for a batch, whether you do it in an hour or 5 hours.
Okay.
And then they could do it in shorter time because they can see they can do that, and they go, hey, man, I can make, $30 an hour because I can do this really fast. But a batch is worth X number of dollars to you, not X number of hours, because your return on it is the batch, right?
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
And so if you could pay them by the batch, regardless of how fast they did it, that's going to be best for you, and they might make more per hour net.
Okay.
as an adult.
Wow.
So I would look at structuring that. But if I'm coming in as a part-time 4-hour employee, I might not buy off on that until I've done it a couple of times and I go, okay, I can really do this in this period of time. I can make some money doing this. This lady's she's going to be generous because I can do this in 3 hours. She's going to pay me the equivalent of 5 hours.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So when I was 12 years old, when I was 12 years old, 1,000 years ago, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth and I was cutting grass, I had 27 yards to cut. I had $3 yards I was cutting. That's how long ago it was. But what I figured out was minimum wage in those days was $1.65 if you were a flopper whopper. A Whopper flopper. You would flop Whoppers, right? You're working for Burger King, right? And so my buddies are making $1.65 an hour, and I'm making $3 for a yard. So you know what this math nerd did? I figured out I've got to cut that yard in under 2 hours, or I'm not even making Whopper flopper money.
Right.
And so I'm in there. I got to knock this out. If I can knock this thing out in an hour, and I could, by the way, but I'm in there working sweating my little tail off, knocking it out in an hour, so I can make $3, which is double Whopper flopper money, right? And so I double what my buddies are making, their little minimum wage thing, because I'm taking it by the job. And the people that I'm cutting the grass for, as long as it's a quality cut, and they don't have to come, gripe at the 12-year-old because he screwed up their yard, which might have happened. But as long as it's a quality cut, they don't care the $3 is the $3. You don't care because a batch is worth X number of dollars to you.
Correct. Yeah. So with the cut the $3 a yard. So if you did a yard an hour, you can get 3 yards in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it? So that's like $9 then.
And they don't care because all they want is the yard cut. You don't care because all you want's the batch done.
Right. I can do that. Now, how do I pay them? So I'm just used to doing cash, right? So do I formally do like a check or like a business check or?
You need to do a check. Yeah, you need to do a check. You need to decide real quickly, as soon as you get a couple of these things going. I mean, 1 or 2 is fine, and for a few months is fine. Just give them a check. But you're going to have to start taking out payroll taxes pretty quick because these are not 1099. They're not independent subcontractors. And so you're going to have to start doing 941s and get into all that. And honestly, it's a pain in the butt. But you don't have a choice. You got to start doing it. Once you've got steady employees, you're required to do withholding on them, and that's called 941s, and you're required to file the papers. And it's really not that super complicated. You can actually get a service to do it for you if you want. So, Renee, get them. I like it. Get after it. You're teaching your kid how to run a business. You're running a business. You're the great American dream, kiddo. We love you. This is absolutely awesome.